Hello, this is a tutorial on creating an announcement. There is another one out there on creating an announcement where you're using primarily text to give an explanation and announcement for your class. This particular video is going to show how you can create and import a video into your announcement area. So I'm in a test class here. I'm just going to click on Create Announcement. When you get into this announcement area, you're probably going to see three toolbar lines. If you only see one, it might look like this. You just go over here to the right and click on that drop-down arrow. In this box, you need to give the subject line. This would generally be a welcome to your particular class. You could create this announcement at the beginning of your class. You could create one for each individual week, so whatever you want to call it there. And normally this is the box where you would type some information. You might copy and paste some information into this particular spot. And what you're looking for in an announcement, if it's at the beginning of the class, the best practices would be you would want to have an introduction, so introduce yourself, talk a little bit about the course, specifically the content. So what's in the course? You may want to spend some time talking about how to navigate the course and maybe, first steps, where to start, where do I go first? Maybe you want to tell them you'd like them to go to course information area here and look at things like your syllabus and the learning outcomes for this particular course. You may want them to go into faculty information and learn a little bit about you as the instructor in the class, and then probably have some type of encouraging thoughts or maybe a requirement that you want them to post an introduction of themselves on your discussion board. Then if you're online, seminar folders, if you're face-to-face, this would be a weekly folder area. Anything else that you want to tell them about, you can do that right here. So in this particular spot, if we're going to do a video announcement, obviously we have to make sure we have a webcam. You can have a webcam, a portable webcam that plugs into a USB. Or if you happen to have a laptop that has a built-in webcam, that would work as well. All of you have a YouTube account as part of your Baker College account. YouTube is owned by Google, so since we all have a Google account, the login for your Baker Gmail and Blackboard is exactly the same login for your YouTube account. So you need to go to youtube.com, you need to sign in and configure your YouTube account with your Baker College contact information and your login and sign-in information. Once that's done, on this toolbar you'll go to this little icon in the bottom left corner where it says record from webcam. And you're going to click on that and you're going to launch this web recorder video. Now you have the ability to record things in a couple of ways. You can record them right into Blackboard here. In this case we're talking about an announcement. Or you can actually record them in a different way, in another way, and then use this particular way to go in and load that video. So just for a second, I want to show you how you would do that. Assuming that you created a welcome video, maybe you did it on your smartphone or your tablet, or you did it in some other fashion and you had it stored. Maybe there's a announcement video that you've created and you want to use it over and over and over again rather than recording it on the spot. It's going to be stored in your YouTube account, and to get access to your YouTube account, if you clicked on this Browse tab here, you can see that I have a whole bunch of videos that I've already recorded. Matter of fact, 25 of them, 4 pages worth in here. And all I would have to do is identify that particular video and click on this Insert button right here, and it would go right into this spot. But this particular case, we're actually going to record a video right here inside of our Blackboard window. So we have hit Create Announcement. We're going to click on this little video icon and we're going to open the screen. And we're going to click on Record from Webcam. Now what may happen, I've been in here already today, is oftentimes you might see a sign in spot and you might see sign in to YouTube listed here as the icon. But I've already been in here today, so it recognizes me. I'm going to click there, and I'm going to click on this spot called Start Recording. And then what's going to happen is there's a couple of things. As I talk into my microphone, I'm going to see a green bar kind of move to show you that the volume is actually being recorded. This is your time area right here. You will see this starting to count up. And it's a good idea to keep these things to about 5 minutes in length or less. If you have a lot more to say than 5 minutes, it's probably a good idea to chunk it. In other words, do it into pieces, into maybe a part 1 and a part 2. So what we're going to do here is we're going to hit start recording, and it's going to turn our webcam on. Okay, so it's in the process of turning on the webcam. I'm doing a webcam of a webcam, so it takes a second. There we go. So basically it's saying that this website, ol.baker.edu, would like to use your webcam to upload to YouTube. And there is the URL for YouTube. So all I'm going to do is say OK. Once I say OK, we are actually in recording mode, and you're going to see this timer start. So this allows you to get ready. You should check your background, check your lighting, make sure that there isn't anything that's really distracting in the video that you're going to shoot. So I'm going to say OK. And I begin to speak. As you can see, the timer is going. We see the green bar here on the side, so this is showing my volume, and you need to see this to make sure you do have some volume. As you can see, I'm wearing a headset. I highly recommend this, especially if you're recording on a laptop. This is a USB headset. It works on rechargeable batteries, and it's a great idea because you don't get any distracting noise through the ears. You don't hear anything going on around you. You can kind of keep things nice and quiet and be focusing on what you're trying to do. The other aspect is that having the microphone part is actually a good idea. Having the microphone close to your mouth and away from your laptop is a really good plan, because most laptops have the microphone and the fan that keeps the laptop cool can be located in a real close proximity to one another, and then you don't necessarily know this until you listen back or do a playback on the recording, and you hear all this white noise in the background, and it just doesn't sound as professional as you would like. At this particular point, this is where I would talk about anything that I wanted to say as far as my announcements go. I would talk about what's going to happen in the class, anything like that, any of that navigation stuff I want to give them information on, where to start, what have you. Whenever I'm done recording, I just hit the stop recording spot down here, and I get this option here to upload the video. What I can do is I can play it back. I can see that it's 1 minute and 28 seconds. Now yours might be a little longer because of what you're explaining. I can cancel it if I decide that I definitely did not do this as well as I would like to do it. I really need to record this over. If you can hit cancel, you can get out of this completely, or you can hit start over and the timer will start, and it will kind of overwrite what you've already done. But assuming that it has fulfilled the requirements for what you need and you are happy with it, all you need to do is press upload. And so what it's doing is it gives you a couple of choices. I usually leave it to the default, which is play in place, and I leave the proportions alone. If you specifically knew what device people were going to open this up on, if it was going to be a larger screen versus maybe a mobile device, you could actually play with the width and height by adjusting these numbers. But since I'm not sure if somebody's actually going to access my course and this particular announcement, I don't know if it's going to be on a desktop, on a laptop, on a tablet, or even on a smartphone. I'm not going to really want to play with that. Another choice is to click on thumbnail, and you can see here the video opens in a new window. You may actually like that particular option. For right now, I'm just going to click on insert, and we actually have the video right in that box. You can see here. So I hit submit. Oh, since this is an announcement, yeah, I'm glad I did that. I talked about this in the first training piece about a text-based announcement, but you have to identify whether or not it's not date restricted, which means it's going to be listed at the top and it will stay there. It will not disappear unless you take the announcement out. Or you can actually time your announcements to display after a particular date and display until a particular date. So to do that, you just identify here that that's what you want to do. This is today's date. This is the date I'm recording, and I'm actually recording it a little after 5 p.m. And it's set to open at about midnight tonight. You can adjust the time Over here you can adjust the date by pulling up a calendar. I showed you this in the previous video on text-based announcements. If you do not come down here and click on this box, that video or that particular announcement will be open forever until you decide to take it down, delete it, or if you change the display until by putting a couple of dates. So in this particular point, this is going to start at midnight tonight, and it's going to stay on until midnight 2 days from now. Isn't anything else that you have to do. You can come down here and hit submit when it is all set. I'm actually going to change this to 4:59 tonight because it's already past that date. And I'm going to hit submit. And there we are. We see the video. Individual can just click here, launch here, can launch down here. This shows you how much time is left. They can go to full screen. The other thing that's really nice is once you open this video, it goes to your YouTube account and launches it. You have the option in case it's necessary. There'll be a little CC button down here that you can click on in case somebody needs closed caption. So there you go. That is creating an announcement using Video Everywhere, a tool inside Blackboard, so that you can create a video announcement and introduce yourself to students in this fashion. And besides the beginning of the class announcement, you can also create one of these each week. Thanks.